name is Stian Rodriguez. I'm an ExO and Rutanio ambassador. I also help out over at Techstars. I oversee their US and Canada programs for startups. And of course, I've helped out with other initiatives like 1863 Ventures. And at the end of the day, my focus is to accelerate human connection. That is the main purpose that I want to transform the world around. But thank you first and foremost to Rutanio and OpenExO for sponsoring some grants for these initiatives, especially as it relates to EXOs and RUTAs, the utility tokens that you're going to hear about in just a second. So we're going to kind of go over really what is Rutanio, what is the Rutanio innovation ecosystem, what problems Rutanio solves, and why makes sense, the value proposition, the marketplace, and the RUTA token. We're going to do a little interactive lab after the session as well to help people kind of go into their wallets and how do I download the wallet, how do I accept the digital tokens, how do I use them, and so on and so forth. A little bit more about the team, and of course, the rest of the summer schedule for this series. But the first session happened last week where we spoke about blockchain massively simplified. If you want to learn a little bit more about blockchain or the framework, the technology that powers these utility tokens and so on, then feel free to go in. It's on demand, so you can access it anytime in the link. So look at the chat or go to the SUEGO YouTube channel to kind of get access to this. So about Rutanio, very quickly, it started in Medellin, Colombia, South America. They were providing a blockchain platform and really this utility token to catalyze innovation ecosystems across the world, not just in Medellin. It kind of expanded beyond just the local area and beyond just the country of Colombia. The vision really is to connect the innovation, entrepreneurship, and creative communities. How do we kind of get those communities together to grow and accelerate the entrepreneurial mindset, so to speak, more peer-to-peer collaborations to hopefully grow together as a community. So really, the first problem that we're trying to solve for is friction, especially as it relates to transactions, especially monetary transactions. There's high cost, high friction when it comes to that. So how do we streamline that better? Second is access, how to get access to talent and resources that's not easy to find or very costly and expensive. And of course, there's lots of distrust out there when it comes to working with others. So how do we kind of flip the model a little bit and ensure that there's trust and kind of get into this trust gap, so to speak, to kind of facilitate how do we collaborate more effectively together and grow and scale our businesses as a startup community. So solution is really, decrease the friction, make sure the ecosystem, all these actors and stakeholders are connected, and of course, have a distributed economy, something beyond just what we're normally used to, like fiat currencies, the US dollar, and so on. So really we want to expand access to markets, talent, and resources, reduce friction, have access to more flexible models of financing, preserve, especially as we work with others, and make sure that the IP rights are there where they need to be for protection, and of course, transparency around all this. And really, these are all things that are part of the creative economy. So just essential pieces. So how do we do it? Well, really, we're creating a value exchange mechanism and incentivizing the use of peer-to-peer collaboration. So how do I, as entrepreneur A, I'm good at web development, but I suck at marketing. And another person be like, oh, well, I suck at marketing, but I'm good at web development. So maybe we can exchange. I help you with the website, you help me with marketing, and so on. And of course, so we're trying to create more of those collaborative value exchanges. We also want to create a community so that people can find each other who want to collaborate in this way, this, let's say, bartering, so to speak. And so we have different channels when it comes to like Discord to kind of connect with each other. And of course, we have a marketplace where you not just connect with each other, but now you need to know, okay, I need marketing services. So who here can help with marketing? So we have a marketplace and we have all these things like digital wallets, some learning programs like this one, the blockchain massively simplified, and others in case you want to dive deeper into blockchain and these utility tokens and so on. So we're really going to, have access to our marketplace where you can find the different services that people are providing. we're going to also learn kind of, what is the wallet? If I'm going to receive tokens, let's say we're using tokens as opposed to the US dollar, for example. How do I barter with somebody? Well, here's some tokens, you give me tokens, and then we can continue bartering in that way, as opposed to, okay, I'm going to help you and hopefully you help me back. And it's, there's that level of trust that's missing when you're doing traditional bartering. So we're trying to hopefully, with the use of utility tokens, we can kind of bridge that gap when it comes to trust. And so receiving tokens, sending tokens, and so on is done through a digital means, and we call that the wallet, so to speak. And of course, we connect with each other through what we call Discord. So we have a Discord channel just for Rutanio or just for OpenExO, where we can kind of connect with each other and figure out how do we find the people that can help me with the issues I have, and what are the issues people are having, and maybe I can help them with their issues as well, as a sort of that peer-to-peer collaboration and exchange. So having said all that, we're going to jump straight into a workshop. How do you access Discord? And then we're also going to, and feel free to ask any questions. And when you're in Discord, share news and definitely ask for help. And of course, a little workshop on how to download the digital wallet. And remember, when it comes to your digital wallet, main thing you want to know is your seed, your password, so to speak. That's 12 characters, 12 words. And how do you send and receive these utility tokens? And if for some reason you have any issues, feel free to book there in Calendly, and then I can definitely take some time to go over with you some of these tools and troubleshoot if you're getting stuck somewhere. But thank you so much. And again, Rutanio, this movement is bigger than just one city. So far, we have more than 20 ambassadors across 11 countries with 2,000 members and growing. And we have about 20 million RUTAs in distribution. DC alone, by the end of August, we're going to have about 39,000 RUTA tokens in distribution. And of course, different communities are all part of this blockchain movement, so to speak, especially as it relates to the RUTA token and using that as for peer-to-peer value exchange. The team at Rutanio is more than just me. Obviously, there is an amazing cast of supporters and techies who are making this happen, both from the tech side when it comes to the blockchain implementation and the token, and also the people who, make the communications and help us understand this a lot easier. So there's a team behind us making that effort, and of course, various advisors who kind of help us think through how do we leverage this token properly and how do we catalyze more entrepreneurial ecosystems through the use of utility tokens. And if you missed this session, don't worry, there's many more sessions. It's part of a month-long series for the next 3 months. Every month, we're going to have about 4 events where you're always going to try to demystify blockchain so that you understand the framework behind it. And then, of course, how do I get access? How do I access the utility tokens and the marketplaces? And we're going to have 2 of those. We're going to do one in English and one in Spanish as well for the Latina community. And of course, business use cases, especially as it relates to the marketplace and how I can access that. And we're going to share a little bit more about that and how your business can leverage these utility tokens for that bartering, that peer-to-peer value exchange that we kept mentioning. And we're providing different grants, both in RUTAs and ExOs, so that the community can start engaging with each other and bartering with each other and helping each other out. And that's what we want to see, more collaboration, more trust with each other. And through these utility tokens is going to be one means to that end. And for those that are, want to learn more about the OpenExO mindset, this idea of exponential organizations and all the disruptions that are happening with all these technologies, how do we first be aware of it, spot them when they're happening, and as they disrupt markets, especially if they're disrupting your market, then how do you leverage it, right? So that you can either ride the wave and or tap into it and be the leader when it comes to that disruption in the marketplace. So these events are happening monthly. Feel free to join any of them. And of course, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time, your effort, and we'll see you hopefully at the next series.